Hello, it's Burgess Taylor. Welcome. So, if you're new to Patreon or you're new to YouTube, because this is going to go up on both, I wanted to talk about something. With the journal series, have one answered quite a bit of questions that some people have had when they visited my channel, or subscribers who have been there for a while, or new journalers. But some of the other questions I've gotten have been in regard to other means of creativity, like writing, for example. So I thought I'd cover this. Isn't part of the journal series, but it's important to anybody who's creative. Resisting creativity. Do you have projects that aren't finished? Maybe they're house projects, like I did, like organizing the closet, maybe decluttering it first. Maybe it's an idea that you've had and you haven't done anything about that. Do you have unfinished things? Do you have things that, I don't know, you're maybe bored with or you're anxious about, but you're not quite sure of why? Or maybe you're not quite sure what exactly it is, but you feel like maybe you're butting your head up against the wall, or maybe you've been overthinking things. Maybe you're overanalyzing things. Some people made a few comments. I guess they had a few aha moments. And I hadn't really thought about it, but I should have mentioned it. So this is going to sort of be a bonus video, I guess. Sometimes when we think of the word artist, what we think of is artist with a capital A. When we think of the word writer, the titles, we think of it with a capital W. Musician with a capital M. A planner person with a capital P. Any kind of thing that you are creative about or that is important to you, traveler's notebooks, anything really. I mean, if you're thinking about it, you're thinking of it in that perfectionist sort of zone. You're thinking about it as something that maybe you can't do, or maybe you can't do completely the right way, or maybe you're just not talented enough. But what you're thinking about it in that way with that capital A blocks you, I think. I think it blocks all of us because we have these high expectations, that what I call the perfectionism. We have these standards that we think we're supposed to adhere to, and we struggle with that. And then it causes our energy to be off, and it causes us to get blocked. So sometimes if we take a step back from that, if we look at an artist with a lowercase a writer with a lowercase w, a musician with a lowercase m, and we don't think of it as that perfectionism thing, as that, oh wow, they're so talented, I don't think I can ever do that. Step back and remember that you have to enjoy the process. It's the journey, not the end result. If you're not enjoying your planner, now for some people they're never going to enjoy their planner. Some people aren't planner people, but they have to plan. If you're not enjoying your journals, if you're not enjoying the music you're creating, the song you're singing, the piece of art you're working on, the journal page you're doing, why? Take a step back. Why are you not enjoying that? Why are you not enjoying it? Because I guarantee you it's probably because you're overthinking it, because you're not doing it. You have ideas, and maybe the desire to draw, the desire to watercolor, the desire to create music, the desire to write words, to write a book, to write a short story, to write a poem, to write a piece of nonfiction, a memoir, whatever it is that you want to create. That desire is there, but for whatever reason, you're stifling it. For me, usually it's the overanalyzing. It's usually the perfectionism, which is one of the reasons why when I did the exercise in the journal where I did what you can do on your page, I did little sketch drawings, little stick figures, because if you make too much of the page, in my Omni journal, I do whatever. I do whatever. I don't always draw really big pieces, not big as in size wise, but as in detail wise. I don't always do those kinds of pieces. Sometimes it's just about doodling. It's just about having some fun and chronicling my day. That's why I started the illustrated journals. That's why I am doing watercolor sketching. Sometimes even with the watercolor sketching, it's all about fun. It's not about being so serious. The more that you do and the more that you have fun, that's what this is. And I wasn't super serious about it, but it turned out really well. I saw that like meme quote thing on Facebook somewhere last year, I think, about having fun. It's about doing something that makes you happy. One of the great things about doing collage work in a journal is that you can take pictures from somewhere else. One of the great things about doing a journal page in general, whether it's mixed media art or watercolor art or doodling or collage or pictures or scrapbook kind of stuff, is because you're having fun doing it and it releases stress. But if your journal or your planner or your music or your writing or whatever is causing you that much stress, then you need to take a step back and think why. For me, if I don't create something every day, then my stress level is going to go up. I'm going to get cranky. I'm going to get grumpy. I have to create. I'm a creative person that creating things is what makes me happy. Some days creating something is a do-it-yourself project in my house. Some days it's doing a journal page. Some days it's going out and taking an artist date and urban sketching or illustrated journal sketching. Sometimes it's just sketching and it's not like drawing, because drawing is much more detailed. Sketching is kind of like doodling. That's why people call it sketch notes. So they're not always detailed pictures, detailed writing. Sometimes when I want to write and I'm not quite sure what I want to write about, I'll open up the file in Scrivener and I'll start writing about the character. And I just write. Sometimes I journal as if I were the character in Scrivener, like it were my character's journal, their diary, their logbook. Sometimes when my husband wants to play, he needs to be creative, he needs to play the guitar, he doesn't sing, he just kind of hums along and he just strums notes until he gets to the point where he knows what he wants to play and then he plays. He's probably harder on himself than anybody I know. He's a very humble person, and you can tell him till you're blue in the face how talented he is, but he will not believe you. So I understand. Really want to unblock your creativity. If you really want to have fun, then make it fun. Don't make it so serious. That's one of the reasons I'm doing the journal series, is because I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to create these perfect things, these perfect images, these perfect pages on Instagram, and these perfect pages on YouTube, and these perfect pages everywhere. And my pages get wrinkled sometimes. They're not always perfect. Sometimes I just need some color in my life. So, yeah, I mean, I have images in here that are really great. This is probably one of the better cameras I've ever done. I really liked how this turned out. My paintbrush turned out really good. The watercolor palette turned out really good. The little shopping center turned out really good. My coffee cup even turned out good. Overall, this is one of my better journal pages. But some of the journal pages I've done have been like really fun. It's all about having fun. Where's your focus at? Since that word popped up. What are you focused on? Are you focused on the end result, or are you having fun with the journey? And the end result just happens to be a fringe benefit. I don't know. I get blocked, I get stuck, and I have resisted creativity. And every time I have resisted my creativity, I become more stressed out. My anxiety level gets even higher. My depression sets in more. And I find that when I relax and I enjoy it, and just enjoy the process of putting pen to paper, of putting brush to paper, of enjoying the music I'm listening to, of doing something creative, whether it's painting a desk or cleaning a closet. And I'm going to tell you, I put the pictures in my Facebook groups of me doing this closet. Oh. Yeah, Mr. Rockstar came home and you couldn't see the floor in here. And then he looked at it after it was done early in the morning, and I said, look. And yeah, big difference. And he was like, I can see the floor. But, it had to get messy before it could get clean, because I had to pull every single thing out of that closet. So I'm just saying, enjoy the process. Don't get overwhelmed by the end result before you're even there. Thanks, y'all.